So the Pistons didn't play everyone's favorite player, Christian Wood, against the Hawks, and that was because he played bad in his 4-minute stint against the Pacers. But I'm here today to make a case for Christian Wood because he deserves to play meaningful minutes in this Pistons rotation. As you all know, Detroit is without Blake until November, which means Markieff Morris is going to play the role of starting power forward. After a strong preseason, fans fell in love with Christian Wood. They see his frame, his shooting ability, his highlight dunks, and it's pretty smart and okay to think that the Pistons might have something here. Christian Wood is good enough to get a decent amount of minutes for Detroit this season, but they need to be careful on how they groom him. In this video, I'm going to tell the truth about Christian Wood and show you guys what I'm thinking about for him this season. Christian Wood opened up his Pistons tenure with a poster against the Magic, a game that I was luckily in the building for. Right then and there, it seemed like everyone took a gasp, and it felt like the Pistons made another smart move. Before I show what Wood brings to the table for Detroit, we have to look into his past. Christian Wood was waived by New Orleans after last season, and I'm not exactly sure why they did that. He posted an average of 17 points and 8 rebounds during 8 games as a Pelican, and showed some real flashes. The first thing you notice about Wood is his frame. He's 6'10", pretty thin, but very mobile. He runs like a gazelle, jumps like a kangaroo, and his arms are as long as a giraffe's neck. The first word that comes to my mind when watching him play is active. He's always active, he's always finding ways to get back into the play for putbacks, drop-offs. You can feel his presence in your seat when he dunks the ball. I didn't watch these Pelicans games in their entirety, but he had to have been a bright spot for them. If he was still on the Pelicans, I bet he would be a national name by now, just off his dunking ability. Putting him next to Zion with guards like Drew and Nah and Lonzo, everyone would know who he was because he's another young guy that fits into their system. Luckily, the Pistons picked him up though. That activity is going to translate though only if Dwayne Casey gives him the minutes he deserves. In the preseason, we saw Wood as a bright spot in just about every game. His performance was especially impressive because he was playing for a roster spot, and he made it especially hard for Detroit to let him go. So instead, they cut Joe Johnson, lost the money on his partially guaranteed contract, and honestly, it was a smart move, as Wood filled the need of backup big a lot better than Joe Johnson did. Christian Wood, like Tim Frazier, who I wrote a season preview about on palsofpistons.com, gives Detroit some more options. Derrick Rose is the clear-cut leader of the second unit, and he's going to stay there. He's been hooping, he's helping Luke Kennard get his, which I also made a video about. Rose has Luke with him, and then who else? Thon Maker is playing slightly above average at times, but he's no offensive threat. The preseason was actually pretty valuable because we saw what it looks like when Wood played with the second unit. Christian Wood is just another offensive option to be on the floor with Rose and Kennard, someone athletic enough to clean up misses and cover up gaps, extra rim protection that you don't really see coming. But this video is in no way telling you that Christian Wood is one of the better players on the team, that he's super talented, a player who's undervalued. I just think he needs more chances. Andre Drummond is playing up to his max potential through the first 2 games, and the center spot is definitely locked away. I wouldn't dare say otherwise because I've been legitimately impressed with Andre Drummond. Christian Wood can and will be better than Thon Maker, and I think that's very important. I don't hate the idea of playing Wood with Thon Maker, but both aren't the best interior defenders. I mean, they're long, but they're thin. They're both good for highlight blocks, but as far as stopping someone from scoring, they're going to guard wider guys than them all year long. It's the reason why Wood got a DNP against the Hawks, but guarding Sabonis would set any backup big for failure, especially in their first game for a new team. We have to take Christian Wood for what he is. He's a raw talent with a nice frame and natural ability to be successful, but he's not Sekou. He's ready to come in and contribute. The Pistons know that Thon Maker is not the answer when it comes to the backup big spots, but Wood has to do what he did in the preseason. He has to give Casey no choice but to play him. I think Christian Wood will get a chance against Philadelphia and throughout the season because everyone and their mom sees how good he could be. And if he can get there within this year, showing steady improvement with the minutes he's given, what does that look like at the end of the year? Financially, it isn't smart to lock up a center to a max deal unless their name is Towns, Embiid, or Jokic, but Drummond is on his way to enter that conversation if he keeps up his performances like he has in the past 2 games. And if Drummond decides that the Pistons Supermax isn't what he wants and he signs somewhere else, then what? Christian Wood? I'm not so sure he's the best option, but getting centers who rebound, defend, do little things on team-friendly deals is the move. You look at the Warriors, what they do. That's much better compared to a center taking up a bunch of cap room, especially when you already have Blake Griffin who's taking up a bunch of cap room. But Christian Wood is fun, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. Fans who are hating on Andre Drummond for no reason and want Christian Wood to be their savior, yikes. It's a tough situation because you can really tell that Christian Wood has all the tools to become one of the league's best centers. He's got the frame, he's got the athletic ability. Kind of worried about his focus, but he looks the part. But there's also a reason that he hasn't found real NBA home yet. We can only hope that Christian Wood doesn't settle for being Christian good. It would help the Pistons tremendously if he could just become Christian great.
Frazier with a bounce inside to Wood and a dynamite dunk.
If you enjoyed this video and the horrible joke I just made, make sure you subscribe for more Pistons content, follow Palace Pistons on Twitter, and sauce me a follow too, @TimForkinTV. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Christian Wood. Hopefully we can come back to this video in a few weeks and see who was right and who was wrong. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again soon.